Hello dear friends, this is Dr. Dityesh Patel and I'll be teaching you jet propulsion and aircraft engineering. Today we are going to cover lecture 2 of principles of jet propulsion, and that includes the subtopic such as advantages and disadvantages of jet engine, types of jet engine and turbojet engine. So let's begin with the first of all advantages of jet engine. It has many advantages to be discussed, but here I am going to cover only few of them. And the first advantage is that high power to weight ratio, means it has an ability to generate the enormous amount of power with the comparisons of less weight of the engine itself as compared to the other engine devices or other prime movers. The second advantage of the IC engine is that it does not have any reciprocating parts at all. That means it has less wear and tear, and the requirement of the maintenance would be also lower. Another thing is that it has a less dynamic issue, because since it does not have any reciprocating parts, it would have a less it would have a less uh, let's say vibrations, and because of that the dynamic issue would be lower down. Now let's say the disadvantages that includes high speed and high operating temperature make the engine more complex, since it required a complex designing and manufacturing processes to produce the engine that would that would lead to a higher prices. Also, in terms of the requirement of the materials and engineering viewpoint, it has been seen that it includes the more complexity as compared to the other engine devices. Now let's see what are the various types of jet engines are. We are going to cover all of these different types of the jet engine one by one, but let's go through the what are the types of the jet engine. And the first type is that a turbojet engine that we are going to see today. Then second type is a turbofan engine. Turbofan engine is mostly popular for the commercial flights. Third type is a turbojet with the afterburner. Turbojet with the afterburner. This is a slight modification in turbojet engine to generate the enormous amount of power for the shorter period of time. Especially, it would reduces the takeoff time, and therefore the flights can take off within the short runway as well. Fourth type is a turboprop engine. Turboprop engine was very popular during the World War II, and it was mostly employed in military aircraft during the World War II. Then number fifth and sixth are pulse jet engine and ramjet engine. These both engines do not have any compressor or any turbines, means they do not have any rotating part at all. Here the pressure rise takes place in diffuser only, and the expansion takes place in nozzle only. And these two engines are mostly required for the missile and fighter planes, where the flight can get a supersonic speed. Now let's begin with the turbojet engine. So first one is a turbojet engine. Let me see that. Yeah, turbojet engine. Now turbojet engine is very popular as compared to the other devices. Turbojet engine is an air breathing and gas turbine propulsion system, and it is propelled by the thrust produced due to acceleration of the hot combustion gases through the expansion nozzles or through the exhaust nozzles. It mostly consists of five different parts. You can see diffuser, compressor, combustion chamber, turbine and the exhaust nozzles. The function of diffuser is to produce the ramming effect which ultimately increase the pressure. It can be achieved by gradually increase area. As you can see, it has a gradually increasing area at the inlet, and the atmospheric air which enter into the diffuser with the high velocity gets converted into the higher pressure. Then after, the compression takes place in compressor, where you multi-stage compressor are used to increase the pressure of the air which has been entered through the diffuser. These high compressor air is allowed to pass to the combustion chamber, followed by the compressor, where the fuel is being added and it gets mixed with the fuel, and the mixture of air and fuel is ignited into the combustion chamber. Now, because of the combustible mixture, combustion of this combustible mixture, the hot gases or flue gases are generated, which also have higher pressure and high temperature. Then after, it enters into the turbine. Now, partial expansion takes place in turbine, and here the role of turbine is to run the compressor and other auxiliary devices as well, while the remaining flue gases would flow toward the exhaust nozzles, where these high pressure gases are pass through the gradually decreasing area, and due to that, the pressure is converted into the velocity, and the jet of high velocity gases gets exit through the nozzles, which provide the thrust into the opposite directions. And because of this thrust, the forwarding motions or forwarding power has been generated. You can see the cross sections of the engine over here, where the all the basic components has been shown, such as inlet as a diffuser, then there is a compressor, then combustion chamber as a burner, turbine, and the nozzles. So the actual turbine or actual engine is looks like this diagram you can see over here. It describes the various components that we have discussed already, that includes the diffuser, compressor. Here the aim of the diffuser is to increase the pressure with the help of ramming effect, while the compressor is further increase the pressure, and the pressure is raised at the ratio of approximately 30 gm1. Then combustion chamber, where the fuel is ignited with the presence of air, and then after, these combustible gases or the flue gases gets expanded partially into the turbine, which is used to run the compressor and the other auxiliary devices, while the remaining flows toward the exhaust nozzles, which accelerate the engines through the higher velocity of jet which is getting out from the engine, and due to the reactive forces, the thrust is produced, and which push the engine into the forwarding motions. Now you can see the TS diagram of the jet engine. Now that includes the various processes which takes place in different components. Start with the process 0 to 1. Now process 0 to 1, that is the ram compression in diffuser. Since the air enters the diffuser from the surrounding atmosphere at a temperature T0 and pressure P0 at flight velocity CA, the air is slowed down, means the velocity is converted into the pressure. So air is slowed down in the diffuser, and kinetic energy of the air is converted into the static pressure, which raise the pressure from P0 to P1. Now you can see the dotted line as well. This dotted line represent the actual process, while the process 0 to 1 represent the ideal process. Same way, process 1 dash to 2, process 1 dash to 2, that is the isentropic compression in compressor, where all the air which has been come out from the diffuser, its pressure is increased from P1 to P2. The actual process is shown by 1 dash to 2 dash. Then the process 2 to 3, which is constant pressure heat addition in combustion chamber. Here the heat supplied to the combustion chamber, and because of that the both pressure and temperature would and both the temperature enhance from 2 dash to 3. Then after process 3 to 4, which is isentropic expansion in turbine, since the hot combustion gases which has been generated into the combustion chamber that partially expanded in the turbine to run the compressor and other auxiliary devices, and the pressure reduced from pressure and temperature reduced from P3 and T3 to P4 and T4. 3 to 4 is the isentropic process, while it, or even you can call it the ideal process, while 3 to 4 dash is the actual process. Then after process 4 to 5, which is isentropic expansion in nozzle. So after partial expansion of combustion gases in the turbine, the remaining gases enter the nozzle and expand isentropically from pressure P4 and temperature T4 to pressure P5 and T5. The dotted line which has shown from 4 dash to 5 dash that represent the actual expansions of the gases into the nozzles. Let's discuss the advantages of the turbojet engine. And the first advantage is that it does not have any rotating part, means less maintenance, less wear and tear, less vibrations. Second advantage is that it can generate the enormous amount of thrust and power output with the modification. So overall thrust or the power output is not limited. You can generate as much as you want according to the requirement with slight modification. Third advantage is that turbojet engine is widely suitable for the longer flights at higher altitude and high speed. So it can fly from sonic to supersonic speed. And fourth advantage, that it has a less maintenance as compared to the other engine devices. Then after disadvantages of the turbojet engine, the fuel economy is poor if you consider the turbojet engine as compared to the other engine, since it has an ability to generate the large amount of power, so it can consume a lot of fuel. Then initial cost is higher since the complexity in engines and the overall manufacturing process, uh, you can say the overall cost of the turbojet engine is higher. Then turbojet engine is mostly suitable for the long distance in flight. It is not economical for the short distances. And the fourth disadvantage, that it required longer runway for both takeoff and landing. Now, this diagram describes the pressure, temperature, and velocity distributions in turbojet engine across all the different components. So you can see diffuser, compressor, combustion chamber, turbine, and exhaust nozzles into this diagram, and you can see the variations of pressure, temperature, and velocity through these all components. Let's begin with the pressure. Pressure at the atmosphere when it enters into the diffuser is P0, that increase to P1 in diffuser and further increase to P2 during the compression process in compressor. Now pressure in combustion chamber is remain same. So overall the combustion process takes place at constant pressure. Then after, pressure reduces in both turbine and the exhaust nozzles. If you look at the temperature, initial temperature at atmospheric condition T0 is lower, that increase slightly in both diffuser and compressor and reach to the highest limit in combustion chamber during the combustion process. Then it reduces slowly from turbine to the exhaust nozzles. On the other hand, the velocity which is entering into the engine is slightly higher, and that's reduced slightly from C0 to C1 and C2 during the diffusions and the compression process. Then it's start to increase slightly during the combustion process, while in turbine it increased from C3 to C4 and reached to the highest point during the exhaust nozzles from C4 to C5. All right. Thank you very much. If you have any doubt, you can write down in comment box. Thank you.